Hello everyone, back to today's third video. I'm going to have a look at the ECMWF extended model for today's third video. It's going to take us to Christmas. It'll take us 6 weeks out, which gets us to just beyond Christmas actually. So that'll be week 6. You'll get to see in a moment what the ECMWF is forecasting for Christmas for the first time, I suppose, this year. So I shall get on with that for you very shortly. Just say that the first video released today was JMA Friday. So, of course, that's month-end look ahead with Japanese and CFS V2 models. And also 10 to 14 day video update has been released as well. Signs of something a bit colder, maybe, towards the end of November. Have a look at that and see what's going on. Could we get our first snowflakes of the season, perhaps, by the end of November? We shall see. Right, so I'll probably be live streaming after 10 o'clock. I'm feeling a lot better today, so I think we'll be able to do a live stream after 10 and live stream with GFS 18.7. Have a bit of a laugh, and that'll be a lot of fun coming up after 10. Right, so let's get on with the ECMWF 42-day look ahead, Ben. So we're going to start off with the week 1 mean sea level pressure anomaly. By the way, this is coming from the ECMWF.int website. Big thank you to them for supplying us with the charts. Yeah, here we go then. Week 1. Mean sea level pressure anomaly taking us from the 16th to 23rd of November. So the coming week we'll have low pressure to the north and high pressure to the south, and it's a classic sort of westerly setup, bringing westerlies off the Atlantic along with jet stream, and low pressure around Greenland, Iceland will bring spells of rain in from the west as well. This is how the week 1 500 millibar height anomaly is looking from the North Pole view down. So, like this is the North Pole just here. So that's where we are. Again, we've got the above average heights to our south, we've got the below average heights to our north and northwest. In come the westerlies, and yeah, so it looks Atlantic driven, and it looks unsettled in the week ahead. Going to be mild and average as well for week 1. So above average temperature anomalies covering. Whoops, so you want to get rid of that. Sorry about that, everybody. Week 1 temperature anomaly covering above average temperature anomalies covering much of Northern Europe, including the UK and Ireland as well. And also it's a little bit unsettled, especially so for more northern parts of the country. Above average rainfall to the north, driving average to the south. Clearly we're bringing in westerlies from off the Atlantic. So it's all Atlantic driven and westerly for week 1. Let's go over to week 2. This is going to take us from the 23rd to the 30th of November. Mean sea level pressure anomaly for week 2 has, again, high pressure to our south, sort of near a normal pressure further north. There's a little bit of low pressure over Scandinavia and out in the middle of the Atlantic as well. It all looks rather flat and westerly once again. This high pressure is closer to us, though. So for the south, it's probably a slightly drier week, I would have thought. This is the week 2 500 millibar height anomaly for the 23rd to 30th of November. Again, the above average heights to our south and southwest, the below average heights are out to the northwest, and the flow and the jet going to be doing something a little bit like that. So yes, it looks pretty westerly again, and you would have thought quite mild into week 2 as well. So week 2 temperature only from the 23rd to the 30th of November. Again, it's slightly above average. Bear in mind that the shorter range model output today is actually a little bit colder for this period, including the ECMWF shorter range model as well. So we shall see. But the sort of extended model from the ECMWF is still looking rather mild and generally quite flat and westerly for this final week of November. Precipitation-wise, a little bit wetter than average to the north of the UK, a little bit drier than average to our south. Again, it's all looking set up rather westerly. Right, week 3 is going to take us from the 30th of November to the 7th of December. Signs of a higher pressure going over towards the east and the south of Europe, also pulling out up towards Greenland, with near normal sort of pressure, or no signal perhaps, for northern and western parts of Europe. That does look like a little bit of a pattern change through the first week of December compared to what we have been seeing on the previous 2 weeks. The 500 millibar height anomaly again shows the mid-Atlantic ridge through here, going up towards Greenland, high pressure over towards the southeastern corner of Europe as well. There's some higher pressure towards Svalbard. You will probably expect, it doesn't show, but you'll probably expect a trough of low pressure and a dip in the jet jet stream in the 500 millibar flow through there. So, I mean, that could be turning colder and more unsettled, I think, through the first week of December, although it does not show it all that well, but it's a possibility. The temperature anomaly for week 3 from the 30th of November to 7th December is going a little bit cooler or colder than average, especially out to our west. And the precipitation anomaly for week 3 is looking like that. Very weak signals, really, but if anything, perhaps a little bit on the drier than average side for like the North Atlantic and also some western parts of Europe as well. A little bit of a change, I think, through that first week of December, and I'd not be surprised if it was a change to something a little bit colder. Week 4, mean cell pressure anomaly looks like it's very weak signals by this point. There is some higher pressure up towards Greenland, and particularly so over on the eastern and southeastern side of Europe. Otherwise, again, there is very little to be seen in terms of the mean sea level pressure anomaly. The 500 millibar height anomaly, again, it all looks a little bit indicative of something perhaps a bit colder going on to me, with above average heights in the North Atlantic up towards Greenland. There's higher pressure through here as well, like on the eastern side of Europe. So that higher pressure on the east side of Europe is going to bring milder southerly winds up the eastern side of Europe, but the high pressure around Greenland could well push cold air southwards on the western side of Europe. So again, to me, it's just hints, but to me that does look as though it could be quite cold again for week 4 from the 4th to the 7th of December. Week 4 temperature anomaly. I mean, overall it's looking quite mild, really, across many parts of Europe. Mild to our south, mild to our north. It's a little bit cold on average out in the Atlantic. So it is a confused picture here, what the ECMWF is seeing through this week 4 period from the 7th to the 14th of December, and no particular signal for precipitation, although it is dry in the North Atlantic to the south of Greenland. Of course, the further out we go, the more unreliable this is going to get. So we get to week 5 now. This is the 14th to the 21st of December. The ECMWF model then has above average pressure, high pressure really, in the Atlantic, and going up towards Greenland as well. Again, there's no particular trough of low pressure. That's what makes it a little bit confusing. But if you have a ridge somewhere, if you have an area of high pressure in one area, there's going to have to be an area of low pressure. There's going to have to be a trough in another area. If you've got a ridge in the jet stream, you're going to have a corresponding trough in the jet stream as well, somewhere. So with the ridge like to the north and west of the UK and Ireland, I would have thought that places the trough possibly through here, like across the north and the west of Europe, with probably another ridge over here and just there. Just the way you have to interpret these models sometimes. So to me, it looks like it should be a trough through there if there's a ridge there, which would again mean that we are probably quite cold in week 5 as well. This is the 14th to the 21st of December. So the 500 millibar height anomaly at this point shows, again, high pressure towards Greenland and in middle of the North Atlantic. Low pressure is up here, or below average heights up there. So that perhaps sends a jet stream on northwest-southeast alignment to some degree, which again could allow cold air to push into the north in particular. So the temperature anomaly for week 5 looks like that. Very weak signals, mild average over Scandinavia, which would not, make sense if there's a trough of low pressure over Scandinavia. So that's a little bit confusing. If you've got a ridge just here, you would think there's probably going to be a trough through there. But anyway, we'll ignore that and come to UK and Ireland. And there's no particular signal. And then finally, week 5 precipitation anomaly, or finally for week 5 data. So driving average just out to our west again. So driving average out to west. That's where we're going to have some higher pressure through there, and probably some blocking up towards Greenland, Iceland. And then let's come to week 6. So this is going to take us into Christmas. So this is going to be the week from the 21st to the 28th of December. This is how the ECMWF extended model is forecasting Christmas for the very, very first time on this ECMWF extended update. Here you go then. This is the mean cell pressure anomaly for Christmas. That's it. So it looks like we're reverting more westerly. High pressure is slipping southwards into the middle of the Atlantic. Low pressure's up towards Greenland and Iceland, and that probably turns the wind back to the west. So after hints of something colder through like the sort of first half, up to the third week, I suppose, of December, it looks like late December goes milder. But of course, this is a very, very long way out. This is 6 weeks away. This is how the 500 millibar height anomaly is looking for the 21st, 28th of December, with the high pressure light through the middle of the Atlantic. Low pressure is up here. It looks like we're reverting back to westerly winds. You expect that to be milder and potentially a little bit wetter. The temperature anomaly is still very weak signals, really, as it has been throughout most of this update today, really, and the rainfall anomaly finally looks like that. So you can see it's turning drier than average down towards Spain and Portugal and Biscay, wetter than average up towards Scandinavia. It looks like we're going flat and westerly once again in the 6th week, which of course is Christmas. Right, so that's it then. Quite an interesting update there. So the ECMWF is indicating quite a mild and sort of westerly regime for the rest of November. I think there is enough there to suggest something colder at times through the first half of December, definitely up to the middle of December. At the very least, with the high pressure away to our north and northwest, you would expect to be pulling in some northerly winds at times. Maybe not continuously. There's no suggestion here of a December 2010. There's no suggestion of a December to remember with like masses and masses of northern blocking centred over Greenland. But nevertheless, you don't need that sort of a very, very extreme pattern to get some cold weather and snow at times. And I think the hints are there that December could have some cold weather and snow at times, even if it's not reaching the levels of like a December to remember. And then, of course, we've got hints of like a milder westerly pattern setting up just in time for Christmas. But that is 6 weeks away, and it's a really, really long way off. Right then, so that's it for the ECMWF 42-day look ahead. We'll do it all over again next week, and I suppose next week's update will even take us into the beginning of 2021. That'll be amazing, won't it? So I think I'm going to be live streaming after 10 o'clock, all being well. I should let everybody know early this evening one way or another, but I think we'll have a stream after 10, and we'll live stream the GFS 18Z, the pub run, and so yeah, that'll be coming up for you after 10 o'clock, all being well. Don't forget to like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well. Tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids and let us know in the comments what you think. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.